I'm Ben.
And I'm Beth.
And welcome to Dailyish, the talk show that is daily-ish. Today, we're going to talk about something fun that happened back in 1994, Beth. And
I don't know. I don't remember 1994. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. So back in 1994, LA residents, just up the coast from us here, back in 1994, there was an earthquake, big earthquake, about 6.7.
That's a big earthquake.
By the way, I think I felt a small one last night, in the middle of the night. It wasn't long, it was just real quick, just rumbled. But yeah, this is a 6.7 magnitude earthquake.
It's huge.
So much that it knocked out power in the whole city. So all of LA went dark, and people were kind of stumbling around. They went around, looked outside, saw the lights were out, and they looked up, and they started freaking out. They've lived their whole life in the city of lights in LA.
Yeah.
And the light pollution from LA, folks, has a 200-mile spread.
Which means technically we would see it here.
If we didn't have so much light here in San Diego. Yeah, so it's huge.
We're still close enough we would see it.
They went outside and looked up, and there was this big streak band across the sky, and they didn't know what it was. They thought something was burning, maybe it was smoke. And they were calling the police, all concerned, and it turns out it was the Milky Way. These people, they've lived their whole life in a city that's just thick with lights. They've never seen it before.
Now, they've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. We drove cross country and we thought we might get to stop, but that trip took so much longer.
Yeah, and every time we were parking somewhere to camp for the night, there's lights there.
Yeah,
so
you couldn't see anything.
You couldn't see anything. A little while back, after we've moved here, I decided I was going to take you guys out. We're going to drive out into the desert.
Yeah.
And we were going to go see some stars. There's a place out east of here called Ocotillo. And I'd heard a lot of people talk about it, and I mapped it out. And we stopped by the Sunny Bono Wildlife Preserve on the way out there.
Yeah, the same weekend as Coachella.
Right.
It's Coachella weekend, so that's why we didn't go to the north side of the lake.
No.
To think about though, getting you there just for getting to watch
hide
you.
in the corner. So I don't like crowds. Anyway, so we went out there. We had some fun experiences in the daylight hours. There's a bunch of date palms out there. We had some date milkshakes, date shakes.
Very interesting flavor.
Super sweet. Super sweet. They're sometimes food.
I think you can share one with somebody.
So anyway, so we went out and we went out to the I don't know what you call it, the open desert out there.
Yeah, there was places like to go drive around. It was a state park or something that you could just drive open.
And we've got a Jeep, so we could drive wherever we want in the desert, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
And the kids had always wanted to take it out off-roading and that sort of thing. Like, well, today's the day. We went out and we drove and we went over these hills and down these hills and back in far enough that we were far away from anybody in RV campers and campsites and campgrounds and stuff, and it was pretty dark. And so from there, we watched the sunset. We saw more stars.
Yeah, we saw more, but it was, the unexpected lights, because we felt like we were going to be so far out from everywhere. Oh, there's not, we'll be able to see it. It'll be so awesome.
Yeah.
But there were so many RVs and groups out there, too, that they had their whole little campsite set up going, because they're out doing four-wheelers out there, that kind of thing.
No fault to them. They're having fun.
Not at all. We had lights of that, but then...
Right.
There was like an RV park that wasn't too far away that had like massive lights. Like
so
they were,
even out in the desert, we went to a place where there was people, and lo and behold, light pollution.
There wasn't that wide open expanse. I was a little sad because I was looking forward to it. And I kept waiting, thinking, oh, it's just, the sun hasn't gone down far enough. The sun hasn't gone down far enough. And then it was
kept waiting. And
we got to see a lot of stars.
Right.
But it wasn't, I didn't get to see any sort of the swoosh or whatever you want to call it, of it all. It was just...
Because back in high school, I took a mission trip and we went out to the Navajo reservation, and there's no power out there, period, in spots. And we stayed out in the desert. We slept on cots every night in the open desert, in the painted desert. And you can watch.
I'm scared to death of like an animal crawling over me.
There's nothing out there. There's just nothing. We were out that far. We got to lay on cots at night and just lay back, and you would watch the stars come out. And the sky was so thick with them. And like you can watch all the satellites pass over and everything else, and it was just absolutely amazing. And getting to sleep like that outside for a week, that's memorable. You know? I wanted that so bad for you guys. And out at Ocotillo, it's nice. You can see more stars, but it wasn't quite enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been able to see some more stars out there. That would have been pretty cool. Yeah. Just to be able to get lost in all of that. And just to think about how many people now, I'm not like an abnormality. That's most people, especially in the United States, that have never had that experience.
No. And we drove hours to the east. Yeah. And it was still too bright. Yeah, and that's just the nature of living near a big city. I mean, there's going to be light.
Yeah.
And we've known friends like Randy, people who have their own telescopes, and they enjoy walking people through getting to see all those
Our
things.
middle son enjoys stars quite a bit.
Yeah.
He really does like getting to learn about them and seeing them and playing on telescopes.
And back in middle school, I was the kid. I knew all the constellations. I knew all the names for the stars and all that sort of stuff. And my parents bought me some Stargazer kit thing. I didn't have a telescope, but I had like a little transparency thing you could hold up and check out the night sky. And there's apps for that now.
Yeah, no, it's like there's that apps that you just kind of like hold up and they tell you everything.
Your phone or your iPad.
It's like pretty cool the way those work.
It's a lot more detailed. It's a lot more accurate.
I had a map of the moon.
Really?
That I got. Yeah, it was supposedly glow in the dark. I don't ever remember it actually glowing in the dark. For like somewhere around age 7, 8, I got a telescope for Christmas.
Okay.
And it came with it. Never got the telescope to work. I'm going to be honest. We never got it to be able to focus on anything.
Did you have the correct eye open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm glaring at you. And I mean, nobody. I mean, like we would even try to look at the moon, and we couldn't get it to focus. I mean, it was just I did not.
Something was off inside.
Yeah, and so a little letdown there. But I had that moon, and it like had everything labeled, like the Sea of Tranquility and all of that, and I barely remember any of it now. You know, but especially considering, I mean, it was up for years. The fact that I don't remember that much, and it was right in front of me. And it's a neat thing. I mean, I wore my I Love You to the Death Star and back.
Yeah.
That is no moon.
Yeah, and I've got my Chewie shirt on here, so that's just
our star references for the day.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. So when the Perseids came up this year, this time around, I was like, well, we're gonna go out and we're gonna find a dark enough spot and we're gonna go check those out.
And so I got on my phone real quick, and some of the local news stations, fortunately, had like posted where you could see those
best spots in the county to go look.
Yeah, which was like, okay, how far can we drive? It is a school night, you know. It's like thinking through
it's
all of these things.
educational.
It was Sunday night. It's like, okay, we've got to try to figure this one out. We were in the south part of the county,
right?
You know, and we ended up going to a more northern part of the county, up in Torrey Pines area, right in that neck of the woods, right on the beach. I mean, it was a pretty sweet spot. I mean, it was like you're sitting here getting ready to watch a meteor shower on the beach. I mean, it's like
there's no complaints there. Even if you only see one or two, no complaints.
And because being on the West Coast, that meant that most of the stars were visible to the east of us. Right. So we'd have to try to look back, you know, or crook your neck in such a painful position to try to look. But there were quite a few that came right across. I mean, you know, like flare gun kind of like brightness that we got to watch.
Yeah, you saw the red ones, like, oh, there's some iron in there. You know, you can tell that there's some chemical composition stuff going on. You can
and it was just beautiful.
Right.
And there were other people who were doing the same thing, you know, just out there. And so everybody's pretty cool, you know, not super noisy, just getting to relax, listen to the water. And
I pulled my phone out and we listened to a little David Bowie and some other stuff like that, just to have some Starman music with us. And no, it was fun. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
It was a good night with the kids too. Jeremiah wandered off a little bit and got to explore.
The beach. Got to have a good time. So, question for you guys is, what's your favorite thing that you don't normally get to see that you just love to get out and go see?
Or what's on your bucket list? Like, what are like some of the things that like I really want to see this and haven't gotten to yet?
Right. Maybe it's a building or a city somewhere. Maybe it's getting out in the middle of the painted desert and sleeping under the stars. You know,
Eiffel Tower. I would love to just see it.
Right, not the one in Vegas.
No, not the one in Vegas. Not the one at Kings Island.
No. Yeah.
I've
the
seen
real
that.
thing.
Yeah.
The real thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the real one.
Right.
You know, silly things like that. What is yours?
Yeah. Let us know down below. And hopefully you've enjoyed a little walk through the stars with us today. And we've enjoyed sharing some stories and stuff like that with you as well. If you've enjoyed it, please make sure you give us a thumbs up, give us a like, comment, subscribe, and share. That's always helpful. Ring that bell there on this side. Hey, copyright infringement. All right,
I sang that so badly. There's no way we're getting a hit on that.
That's a parody, right? All right, so ring the bell over here on this side. And if you're listening along with us on the podcast, make sure you give us some love on there too. Pass that along so more people can join us on this journey, join you on the journey, and be part of our journey together. That is Dailyish.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.